Welcome to Levyland with me, the Reverend Bob Levy, Rob Soul, Chris Abels on a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful night. It's a beautiful night. Rob's got Jake the Snake Roberts coming on later on his show,
Yes.
which is good. I've been watching. What's the wrestling things that are on Beyond the Mat and all that shit? And
I love those Beyond the Mat, Beyond the Territories. It's so good. And all these wrestling podcasts, they're also
territory
good.
things is great, man. I stay up late watching them. Like I caught up to. I love it just to hear the stories of how crazy they were, because they are crazy. You know what I mean? They just have fun in that shit. Dark Side of the Ring. That's it. Yeah, it's fucking amazing. Welcome everybody. Tuesday night. It's early, 7 o'clock. It's dark. It gets dark at 5, which is fucking really just. It's depressing. You know what I mean? It's just crazy. We got Alex Stein, Primetime 99 coming on at 7. We had Richie Redding, but I forgot all about it. You know what I mean? Because that was a week ago. So, but Richie will be here next week. Who's a killer?
Take care of it, Rob. You book them. I did, and this is what I get.
But I had no idea, because even Chris hit me up last night. We got a guest, and I thought we did.
Yeah, Chris, and I just talked to Chris on the phone 2 days ago, and I was like, "Yeah, we got Jake the Snake on Saul's show. We got Richie Redding," and he's like, "Yeah, man." And then he tells you, "No, there's no guest."
I couldn't remember.
A couple dopes.
Yeah, I didn't know what was going on. Yeah, I just didn't know what was going on. So,
happy birthday, Bobby Nick, by the way. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, happy birthday.
You know what my birthday present to you is? I'm not going to promote your daughter's OnlyFans today. That's your birthday present to me.
That's a good gift.
Yeah,
that's a good gift.
Richie was always great on Artie Equator. Yeah, Richie's great. Richie's a great guy and a great comedian. I known him for a long time, and it was just so nice to see him again. And I'm like, we got to start doing shit. You know what I mean? Imagine like me, him, and Kevin around here. Forget about it. Like it's just unstoppable. So,
I went to Bob's club, this week, but a couple weeks before I went, and that's what I said. We got to get him back on the show. The guy fucking murdered on stage. It was amazing.
He's amazing guy. Chrissy Mayer and Terry McNeely this week was very good acts. You know, I mean, Terry's a fucking beast too, and it's gonna be fucking great. And I finished the deal with the pool, so I'm gonna get.
Oh, nice. Did you
even got the fence
J-word him down?
No, I got the fence thrown in and everything, so I only owe like 10.5 more, and I got the fence and everything. So you're talking about fucking saving like 30 to 40,000 on it, and all cement around and that shit, everything. We're not gonna take anything away from it, and just fucking do it up, you know. Get his big, beautiful white fence, and then fucking. We'll move to fucking Florida or something in 4 years. You know, we'll see what happens. You know, the winters suck. It just sucks. The winter. It just fucking sitting around, fucking. You know, especially when I drive it to work in the morning and I see fucking. It's like depressing. You know what I mean? Because first of all, I got to get up early. Then I go there and you see all these homeless people, like they're huddled around a fucking. Like a crate, like a metal, grill. You know, it's a grill that comes from the subways, and they're staying. It's unbelievable what we do for fucking other countries, but you got fucking people sitting here, freezing and the thing. I give them a couple dollars. I'm not gonna go fucking wrap them up in a fucking sweater or anything like that. It's not my fucking job. It's the fucking country's job to fucking fix this shit. Cops are getting shot in Philly. There's a video, guy comes up, shoots him right in the fucking head the other day. We just let everything, because this is what people want. So go ahead, fucking live in this fucking dog shit. I come in and out of Philly. I don't fucking, I'm not going to go and hang out in fucking Philly. You know what I mean? Play with the animals. No, I don't play with the animals. I'm not good like that, you know? What are you going to do, you know?
Guru wants to know if Kevin will watch Chrissy's set.
If Kevin's there, I mean, Kevin was there last week,
He's killed, by the way. Kevin, I gave Kevin a standing ovation. He was amazing, and he didn't think. I don't know if he really didn't think he did good, but he was fucking amazing.
The funny thing was, like, I was talking to one of the lady that promotes the the bands and all that stuff, and she wants to work together. And we're talking, and he's like, "Leave these fucking talking about." And it was the funniest thing, and I just kept doing it when he was up there because every time he went at me, it was fucking hilarious. He goes, "Out of all the fucking people, I hear Levy's voice talking," but because the room does get loud. He wasn't upset at all, but you know what I mean? It's funny. He's fucking great at what he does. And it was just so much fucking fun. He's an animal, you know what I mean? But
yeah, I'm probably going to be at the club every week till I go back to work because I'm never off Saturdays, and I'm taking advantage. I'm loving going to the Levy Brennan Club every week. If you were in the South Jersey area, I'm not just bullshitting and schmoozing here. This is a club, a comedy club you got to go to. This is a comedian club. It's fantastic.
Yeah, no, that's what's fun about it because like if Kevin's off or I'm around, I'll fucking go down there, and we just fucking have some, I did new stuff, which is fucking, you know what I mean? It works. It fucking works. It's fucking crazy, but it works. It's right up front. It's like, but what I know once I put it in, it's fucking going to be killing. I can even open with it and I'm not worried about it. Because if it works there, like going up first, it's going to work in a headlining spot because the audience is already ready. Not getting ready to settle down. That's a pain in the ass to do. What are you going to fucking do? It's all fun. It's all fun.
I actually had a killer Saturday myself, man. I came off stage. Donnie Baker was like, "Chris, you just fucking murdered that." And I was like, "Really, man?" I was like, "Thanks, dude. I appreciate that coming from you." He was like, "The laughs don't lie, brother. The laughs don't lie." And I was like, "That's true. That is true." So I came off a killer set Saturday. I was on cloud 9, baby.
See, that's what you see. Look at it, how happy he is. He said everything's going his way. He had his fucking girl on what's that fucking show you do? The Replayables.
Replayables, yes.
It's nice, but you should just do you and your girl. That's all you need. You don't fucking need fucking 18 people coming in.
It was Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is about friends coming together. So I was like, you know what? We've never had anybody
family.
On the show.
I'm not related to you, motherfucker.
The people in the chat are my family. So the people in the chat are my family. Yes. So yes, Bone Loads. I'm living my best life right now. Yes. So
Dia wants to know if I pay or if I get VIP status at the Levyland Club. Well, VIP.
Hey, I don't think he has pockets in his pants when he comes. Are you kidding me? He has nowhere to keep his fucking money. I never seen him fucking go anywhere. What's up, Happy Dave?
On disability.
Disability. It's like, we let the cripples in for nothing.
Well, at least I'm not wearing the back brace anymore to the comedy club.
Well, then nobody wants to see a Ninja Turtle walking around the fucking place, but that's the whole thing. No, but you'll be off of work for how long? How long am I gonna fucking carry you? Fucking no, I'm kidding. But how long are you off for?
December 19th, I go back.
All right, so that's not far. I thought. Yeah, I start my prison
got me out till January 4th, but they said, "Hey, listen, if you're feeling better, go back." I'm feeling ready. I'm ready to go. Back and contribute to society again.
I'll be starting my prison tour that week. I think like the 14th or 15th. Like we're doing like the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, a Sunday in the day or something like that. We might have one night off, which is cool. But it's gonna be funny. Like they're making rules for like. You can't do any gay jokes, like which I don't know if my gay joke is a gay joke. It's just funny, We'll see. What are they gonna fucking yell? What are they gonna keep me there? But you can't do certain things, but it's not that bad. They just don't want to hear cursing a lot because somebody complained last year. One of the inmates. One of the classy motherfuckers in jail.
Really?
Well, yeah. Wow. You still got to do what you got to do. I don't give a shit. I'll go up there and do a speech for fucking 25 minutes or whatever. I know what I got to cut out and what I don't have to cut out, And if they want
so
the
just prison
normal,
is giving you rules to things you can say and can't say, really?
Yeah, you can't bring drugs in. You can't, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
And now I have to get the drugs inside jail, But yeah, like you got to be careful. You get searched, and hopefully it's the asshole search. You know what I mean? They fucking bend you over. Imagine they do that when you're going in there. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't do. You know what I mean? Because say I was working with the prisoners. How great would that be for them to bring in drugs? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Well, you're
bring
going to
in
be
drugs.
popular because you're going to smell like smoke, and I mean, you know how
Oh,
prisoners love
I'm gonna have
cigarettes. So,
cigarettes on me. I'm gonna have
yeah,
fucking, thank
sell
God
that
the
as your
show's
merch.
yeah. Well, that's what it is. I'll sell
Yeah.
the weed and that shit.
Mm.
Prisoners are not good guests. Not really. I mean, look, I think they should be because of the fact that I know this one guy did it before, but they should be because of the fact that it breaks up the day. You know what I mean? And it will be fun. Some of them are in the morning and that stuff, but you know, whatever. I'm sure they have to get up at a certain time. Once the gates start, it's loud. It gets loud in those places.
How many do you think are going to jerk off to you that night?
Oh,
I
geez.
hope all of them. You know what I
Are you
mean?
allowed
That's
to
how I
make?
can tell.
Are you allowed to make announcements? Like take tips for announcements? Like Donald, meet Big Juicy in cell block C, please. Like during the
No, but
during the act, it's it could
no.
be
If I
Oh
hear
good
them
my
tips.
jerking off, if I
God.
hear all that little slip, 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 that's like
Yeah.
clapping there. You know what I mean? So that's how I know I'm doing good. Yeah, and look, I'm sure somebody's going to walk out on me, even though it's a captured audience, like Terry's saying. But I'm sure, somebody's going to be offended. And I said, I'm not closing. I'm not closing these. You know what I mean? I said, it's me. It's me, a black comedian, and an orange comedian. So we basically got a little of everything. Well,
Trump?
Kevin from Scranton, he's kind of orange. He
Oh,
looks orange.
okay.
He's very orange. Great guy. So I said, I'm not closing
Listen.
these, because I look. If you got a guy, I can't do my great blue cheese, but nah, like imagine that I'm talking about ass eating. They're like, yeah, that motherfucker knows what he's talking about.
You should
be,
break that out. Break it out in
no,
prison. Yeah.
you see, you got to be careful there. You know what I mean? It's going to be weird to see what. I'm just going to talk about how beautiful it was out there. Guy Rocks or whatever the fuck your name is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just go, man. You got to see the leaves changing color. I'm gonna just do like all of it. I'm gonna go skiing this weekend. I'm gonna do everything about. Yeah, I was playing with my dog before I got here.
Oh my
It
God.
was beautiful.
The
Yeah.
weather is
Fauna.
beautiful for this time of year.
Yeah. How many people here love lobster? Who likes lobster? Huh? Anybody here
getting
like
a pool.
lobster?
Bob,
Yeah.
do you
I'm
know
getting a
that
pool.
back in the day, before seafood like lobster was considered a delicacy, that was prison food? Lobster. They used to give them lobster.
Probably.
Yeah.
It was cheap and there was a lot of it, but I'm gonna be talking about every fucking thing. You know what I mean? Fucking McDonald's, man. I never realized how good it was until recently. They got 2 drive-through windows now. You can go this one or that one now. I'm gonna do 20 minutes. That's
gonna
a great
taunt 'em.
idea. I'm gonna
Yeah.
what
You better
I'm
have to
gonna
have enough
cut out.
guards.
What I can't do, what they want me to cut out, I'm going to throw it in with all stuff like that. So I'm going to make up the time with that of how, oh God, you guys like going on a picnic? Oh man, we went on one the other night. It was beautiful. We're sitting out by the lake. You guys what do you got, a shower here? Yeah. It's like, but I'm by the lake, it would be fucking, I'm going to get knifed there.
I took a shower this morning. I didn't even need to put on socks. You just you rub it in.
Yeah.
I was in my jacuzzi today, and guess what? No guys tried to rape me. What about? Come on now. You know
what happens when I drop the soap? I just pick it up and smile and continue to wash.
Exactly. like Stir Cluster said, get your McRib. I'll have a McRib. I'll fucking.
Yeah.
That would be the funniest thing. I would want to fucking see what would happen if I'm gonna do that. I'm really gonna put together that set. Where they cut me out, I'm just gonna go from that section on.
You're gonna get
talking
rolled.
about fucking wonderful thing. Yeah, I was flying a lot. You guys like flying? No, you don't like.
You're gonna get rolled.
I'm not gonna
Somebody
get. How
in
they
the
gonna
chat room
roll
said
me?
You should yell out, "Is anyone here having an anniversary?"
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. That's a good one. So.
Oh man, there would be so much fucking shit that that would fucking drive them crazy. Like they wouldn't know about it. Like they might catch on a little bit into it, and just fucking. Oh god,
they're in prison. They're not dumb. They just got caught. I mean,
Well, they're not going to get it right
dumb.
away
Yeah,
when I'm like, McDonald's is good, and start off with like something easy and then start bringing it to fucking and a lot of big things they can't do, like it'll be fucking great.
I'm getting a pool. I got a deal on a pool.
What Chris is saying, they're in prison. They're not dumb. You think they got there by being smart? I mean, most of them start getting their education once they're in prison.
Yeah, but there's too many cameras now to get away with shit. So I mean,
Jerry says, "How's the prison porn?" Yeah, like they have no porn. Like you got to jerk off to the guy in the cell next to you. It's like weird.
Yeah.
Their best hope is that they force a tranny into men's prison, even though they fight it. If they don't have that full surgery yet, when those trannies come in looking like women, a lot of times they'll throw them in a male prison. And let me tell you,
that would be funny.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I'll be like, how many ladies here swallow? Huh? how many people? How many women? People that look like women here swallow? Look, man, we'll see. I mean, it's going to be fun. I'm going to have fun. I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? If it's not about rehabilitating these people. It's about the money.
It's about it is. It's a big business. I mean, it's 100% a big business.
I mean, to put together 4 or 5 shows in 1 week. I mean, can you imagine how many more there's a lot of prisons out there, but I'm not going to go on a prison tour. You know what I mean? I just they're not too far. One's real close and the other one's like an hour and a half and then 2 hours. And then, you know what I mean? And one's in a day, might be 2 hours, but I'll just fucking come home. He's like, I'll pay for the rooms and the food and everything.
The rooms. I bet he will pay for the rooms. He's going to
they're going to pay for the rooms, which will be like, yeah, we got this hotel down the road. Oh my God, it's fucking amazing. I don't know if you can see it from your window. If you look out, you look to the little bars there. I'm going to piss.
We're giving you the VIP cell here in the,
We'll probably be where the fucking, I guess the cafeteria, I would say. I mean, they probably have really nice rooms to hang out in, but they're probably going to be a riot, but I don't give a shit, It's all good.
I'll be impressed when you do a women's prison.
I don't think they would let us in a women's prison. You know what I mean? Because women get very, those kind of women get very hot. They want some dick. And I can't be fucking teasing the bitches.
D-Man 69 is right. Become the federal prison comedian and get paid by the government.
Well, that's what it is. That's who's paying us. It ain't those motherfuckers. I'm not leaving with fucking goddamn that fucking goddamn cheap soup that they fucking eat there.
Paying them in 3 packs of Newports and some ramen noodles.
Here's your noodles, motherfucker. Good show. Yeah, no, I mean, look, we'll see. I'm just gonna have fun. I'm gonna see how it is, and it could help people. It could help them. You know what I mean? If they listen and that stuff, I'm there. I'm always there to help people.
Life advice. Coach Bob.
Well, I'm not in prison, so you know what I mean. No matter how fucking crazy I was in my life, I'm not in prison. I only did 4 days was the most I ever fucking did, and that.
Yeah, why are you bothering?
Why am I bothering what?
Doing the prison shows because they won't subscribe and they won't send super chats to us. So why bother?
Can you let them on their phones to retweet my latest tweet?
Who's got time on their phone cards? Super chat us.
No, fucking Chris put up a money app. What is this thing? Explain what this fucking thing is.
Okay, listen, I'm gonna get you caught up a little bit. So
how people of of the lower world send each other money. I remember Gina Bisconte when she came on. She called our show the Cash App of the Cash App of Zoom, what we were using, or somting like that.
That. Yeah.
But what is this thing? Like, explain this.
Cash App is like PayPal. So we are in the process of monetizing our little show. Yeah, our little show. So we're in the process of monetizing. It's not done overnight. In order to set up super chats, you have to monetize in order to set up super chats. But in the meantime, we threw up a Cash App for Levyland Live. So that way, if any of the fans want to, they can scan that QR code, or they can just use the money symbol, Levyland Live, and throw some money at you.
Cash App.
obviously,
And there's also
there's
also an area to put a message. So if you put a message, Chris will
So basically, they have to scan it with we got to send them scanners too, like at a store. What the fuck
No,
was
you
this
scan it with
about?
your phone, dummy, unless you're
Yeah,
using
well,
your
with my phone, how
jitterbug or
the fuck
whatever.
do I do that? You know what I
You
mean?
can on your jitterbug. I mean, anybody
My
else in the
jitterbug,
chat.
keep that fucking racist
Yes.
shit out of this room.
So, yeah, anybody else can do it. So, but YouTube does take a big cut of the super chats. They take up to 30%.
They take
so,
30%,
I mean, that's,
but what are you gonna do? You know?
Yeah. So, they take a big chunk. But anyways, it's there if people want to send money to the show. They don't have to. If they want to, they can. If they put a little comment when they're sending money, obviously we'll read it out loud and stuff like that, because I've got a screen up for the activity on the Cash App. So if they want to, they can. If they don't want to, who gives a shit?
All right, look at Franklin Chekla. How much do I have to donate for a shrimpy
Nothing.
soul?
Bob's going to read it right now. He was also asking if he thought I would be sent to a men or a women's prison for crimes against comedy. I mean, it doesn't matter either way. I'm going to get raped either way, because even if I go to the women's prison, there's going to be a big giant woman that's going to be able to take me. So it doesn't really matter to me. I'm going to be equally bullied and and not do well in any sort of prison environment.
D-Man 69. Bob, the MLC show yesterday was phenomenal. It was weird. It was totally weird.
One thing I do have to mention, which left me in awe, is that Bob seemed to get really upset when he was called retarded. I thought Bob knew he was retarded. I thought that was.
I didn't get upset because of that. Rob, did you understand? I was upset because if somebody came in here and was in our thing and said, I swatted somebody.
I understood what you're saying. Yeah.
I would say, you guys don't fucking do that shit. We don't want
very
any
low fees.
She wouldn't even say that. She wouldn't even say that. She wouldn't say, I'm sorry that happened to you.
Angry and upset.
I'm sorry, but that's what I'm saying. If you're getting angry over something, that's what I said. What are you getting angry about? You know what I mean? What are you getting angry about? My God, it's like unbelievable when people don't take any kind of, that have no other feelings but only for themselves, and that's weird to me, and that's not a good person. I'm sorry, you know what I mean? Abel's is a nice guy. He cares about everyone, and you do too, Rob, when you're not drunk, and that's why I'm with you guys. You know what I mean? I'm not with you guys because
I love you guys too.
And Kevin did no research, which he never does. You come on the show and you go. It's like, that's the show. He didn't book her. I didn't book her. You know what I mean? Misery Loves Clips booked her. And, he said, you have a problem? I don't have no fucking problem.
I think that's what she was mad in the beginning about, was because Kevin didn't know who she was and stuff like that. I mean, that seems to me where it took a turn or whatever, because when she was on our show, she was nice. But it seemed like to me
I thought she was a nice person. I really did think she was a nice person. You know what I mean?
And by the way, stop telling every female that I'm a chubby chaser and that I'm blaming COVID for not getting laid.
It's the truth.
I'm not a chubby chaser. I fucked one fat girl during COVID. That was it. That was it. Everybody's fucked a fat chick once in their life.
Yeah, but not during COVID and use that as an excuse. That's what she said.
I just said that's what it was. I wasn't blaming COVID for anything. I just happened to mention during COVID. I used COVID as an excuse to get rid of her. She tried to keep coming back over, and I used COVID. I said, even though I could care less, if it was a hot chick, I don't care. She could be, full-fledged, diagnosed with COVID, coughing in my face. I still would have fucked her. But I told this fat chick, I was like, hey, I don't think I can have you over. I got a daughter, and I'm like, and this COVID thing's really taken off. I apologize, but I think we're going to have to keep our distance. So that's what I use COVID for, not as an excuse of why I fucked her or why I don't get laid. I use COVID as an excuse to get rid of the fat chick. And you know what I blame on that is alcohol and pills. That's what I blame on fucking the fat chick, not COVID.
How many times did you fuck her?
Yeah, how many times did you fuck her? Once?
Once. One time I was so pilled up and on alcohol that she took off her top and I was sucking her titties. And the next thing I remember, I was waking up and she said, I'm going to go home. And I was just asleep on one of her tits with drool coming down the side of my mouth.
Wouldn't it be funny if you were sucking like a back fat and you thought it was tit? You know what I mean? She was laying on her stomach, and you think you're sucking her tit, and you're licking on
back
her
of her
fucking
elbow.
back fat. That's what it is. It's like it's not like, you know what I mean. If
Back of her
that's a
elbow.
fetish, how is that a fetish? How is that a fetish to be with somebody
not.
that you don't even know? They don't even know what their cunt looks like. You know what I mean? Like, how is that a fetish? Truthfully. I mean, no, that's not a fetish. That's like settling. You're settling. You know what I mean? Look, it happened to Bobby Nick before. I believe it happened to you. You're probably sucking on your own back fat. You know?
He thought he was. He's like one of those chicks that lifts up their own breasts and like licks her own nipple to turn you on a little bit.
He's been trying to pick up women at like Dr. Now's office and shit like that. Like he hangs out in the parking lot. When they come out, he's like, "What did Dr. Now say?" And they're like, "You need to not need no more."
You're a fat person. You must lose that fat, you fat fuck. Is that Chad? Sit down, Zumach, right? What's up, Chatty? Hey, Chatty.
Zumach. Yeah. He knows when Stein's coming on. 5 minutes. Somebody asked when Stein.
5 minutes.
Well, now actually, let's bring him on right now. He's here.
Yeah.
It's about that.
Okay,
the
bring
pimp
him on.
on a blimp.
He
our
from
guest
a big
is. You can see him on Tucker Carlson. He's on the Blaze TV. He's got a hot sauce on Silk City Hot Sauce along with us. Prime Time 99. Let's welcome Mr. Alex Stein. Alex, how are you?
Mr. Entertainment.
Yes.
Prime time Stein.
Yes. I salute you.
No, I salute you. And I want to say, Bob, I really have to, I always come on, when I come on your show, I want to give you the proper, ass kissing that you deserve. Because I think, in this war of, comedians and Kevin and Anthony and stuff, I think you really do a good job of being Switzerland. I don't know how you do it. I guess maybe because you've been in so many radio wars and stuff like that. But I want to commend you. I hope to be like you and emulate your stance, your neutral stance.
He's
down in his old age.
Alex.
Yeah.
Well, it's not, Alex. Here's the thing. It's like I get like Gino always like gets drunk and texts me horrible things of what a horrible person Kevin is and how.
And Kevin texts horrible stuff too. Sorry, Kevin texts they both text disgusting stuff. But go ahead. Sorry.
I know, but it's the same. It's like I'm friends with Gino. Yes, I love you. You can be mad or whatever. My thing when I met Kevin was to want to do radio with Kevin, and I'm doing it now. And so why am I going to throw it away because somebody's fighting? It doesn't make sense. Me and Kevin are very good together. We prove it on Comia. We prove it on whatever we do, even doing stand-up. And I like the guy. It's not like he's not a bad guy. You know the guy too. He's
Kevin's the best guy ever. What are you talking about? He's the nicest guy. It's just when they kick him, he has to kick back. He has that mentality. I think that's because he has like 10 brothers or something. But Bob, you've really you've had all the success too. Now with the Dabbler verse, just becoming that, just exploding. That's insane. And then I really enjoy you and Shuli's insight because you guys are actually stern people. Obviously, like I like what Carl does, but it's your perspective is a little. It's just different because you were actually there, like in the fire. So I really appreciate that. I don't know how you stay on all these shows. You're on the road. Are you even doing as many road gigs, or do you even get the same satisfaction? Because now you can get on a podcast and be just as funny, Bob.
Well, that's the thing. Now I'm using this. Like I talked to Shuli today. We're actually going to bring back the BS show 3 times a week and put it up for free on there and do YouTube. And because of the fact I want to do more of this, I really enjoy this. And then when it's right to go out and travel, when the big money comes in, that's when you go. And everybody's crying out there. The money isn't there because sometimes comedians take lower money and it ruins it for others. That's why you got to come with us, Stein. We think big time. We think, well, you deserve money. If you pack a room, you deserve to walk out with a lot of money.
No, you're exactly right. But Bob, even if you sell 100 tickets at $25 a pop, it's still this. You know what I mean? You got to do multiple shows. It's even though if you can sell the tickets, it's incredibly lucrative. I'm not even hating on that, but it's just a hard grind. And you almost are better getting super chats during the freaking Dabbler show than having to go a weekend and the travel and the time. It's crazy. But comedy, there's nothing better than live comedy. And I know that's why you like it. So it's something you have to do. But it's just weird how now in this digital media era, where it's now, Kevin is even talking about it, how Netflix sucks. I mean, unless you're Dave Chappelle, everybody's, even the big comics are putting their special out on YouTube. Like there's no, it's just great. It's all independent creators now.
Yeah, it's a whole different story now, and that's why, like, I'm home. You know what I mean? My day starts with me driving my wife to work. I get home, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
You know, if we're going to get you on Uncle Rico real soon. Like, if you want to come on this week, we definitely want you on, because he is a big fan of like all the radio show. Like, you knew Stern, you knew everything about it, and for you to see it and to sit there with us is going to be amazing. So I'll come up with a couple dates for you this week.
Yeah, I'm on the Uncle Rico show whenever. No, and that's why I'm so happy to see that success, because really and truly, nothing is guaranteed in this content creation world. I'm not even trying to, keep harping on that. And I know you've tried every freaking angle, but it's weird now how like this whole sector of content, you guys are even talking about Kevin, how he did a little show where he mentioned Stuttering John and got like 80,000 hits on his page. Well, I don't know why it's so interesting to talk about John Melendez, but we have to keep talking about it. It's a whole new ecosystem of content. That's great. It's like the best shit on the internet right now.
Supernova.
It's a family. It's a family of people that can enjoy the same thing. It's like every day is Thanksgiving. You have people over, and that's how we feel. And once we do the live shows, and then we'll get you on the next live show, like in Jersey, we're going to do one after the Rochester one. You know what I mean? It's a party, and people make money, and people get, we give them it all. We give them a comedy show one night, and then we do a fucking whole award show and fucking live podcast and shit. It's like shit that people can really enjoy for 2 days, and then maybe we'll do one outside for like Woodstock or something like that in the summer, Johnstock.
And Alex, if you ever come to Vineland, New Jersey, if you're a Bob Levy and Kevin Brennan fan, you got to come to their comedy club.
Of course.
I mean, it's fucking amazing. Yes. I'm there every Saturday. I'm addicted.
I have to go. And I'm going to be in New York December 10th, but it's just such a short time. The problem is I'm always like going to so many places. But hey, Bob, tell me if I'm out of school when I say this. When I watch your commentary on it too, because you're such an empathetic guy, and you look at Stuttering John and you see now Shuley, and now you're making money, Carl's making a lot of money from this. Don't you feel a little sorry that Stuttering John can't make a little money doing Stuttering John?
We want to bring him. We want to bring him and do it with us live. You understand? Or be part of the show. And you know what I mean? It's nothing. It's not really hard feelings. I have me. If I just seen him, I'd like fucking hug him. That's the kind of person I am. And I would say, come. Make some money, you know what I mean? We'll go with what's it? You know what I mean? Okay, because Howard's the only one that can make fun of you, or Jay Leno. This is working. It's just that you're a character. You're a funny character to look at, and why not come with us and make money? And we want him to be happy in life. We want to see him, sober up. Truthfully, you don't like to see somebody waste. I've seen people waste their fucking life. And I was almost.
I've been wasted. You've been wasted, but his alcoholism is the worst, because you can just watch the clips. I'll listen to one episode that you guys are watching. You'll play like a 2018 clip where he's with Artie, and at least he's keeping up with Artie. Artie's like crushing him, but he's keeping up. Now he can't even, in a normal conversation, he can't. He's just straining to even get a sentence out, it seems like.
Oh, yeah, it's terrible. Oh, Flat Cat's in the room. Flat Cat Jessica, who's a big Kevin Brennan fan, is Alex married.
I'm single, Flat Cat. That's what I like, and I like flat cats. I'm a cat nut.
Now you see, he's got cats. How many cats you got?
Yeah, I got 5, but you have it too, Bob. It's called toxoplasmosis. There's a parasite, and ABC News just talked about it, that the wolves that are infected with the toxoplasmosis gondii parasite are oftentimes a leader of the pack because they are fearless, and being fearless is a survival trait that actually benefits you. So you have it too, because if you love a cat, it turns you into a crazy cat lady syndrome. And I have, because when my mom passed away, I got her cat. So I had my cats and I got her cats, and then I rescued a cat. And that's what the thing is. As soon as I get my hit, I can make fun of Howard all day long. But what he did for the North Shore Animal League, I respect the hell out of that, because I love pets so much. So definitely. So for me, I really love everything he did with that.
Yeah, he didn't love it. He did that to get some cat. So he did that to get pussy.
Yeah, but the whole thing is, it would be nice to do something like that for shelters. Like, I've done a few shelter shows but maybe I can hit him up and say, look, this is what we can do for you, and you'll
from
make a good
prisons to
amount of money.
shelters.
Because I wanted
That
to
would
get
be
another
epic.
dog. Yeah, because I
Yeah.
got 2 dogs now, but 3 of mine died of old age year after year, you know, and it's sad. Like you lose them, it's harder. Truthfully, when you lose a pet for some reason, it's harder than almost as hard as a parent. Almost.
No, you really are. No, and let me, and I want to break this down because I don't want to be insensitive. I lost my mother, you know, in October of 2021. I'm still struggling with it every day. But I would even argue, I'd even argue a breakup is not as bad as losing a parent or loved one, but it's close to that pain too. And I would say the pet is even above a breakup. Like, you know, it's like this animal that, I mean, you know, some pet you might not have been close with. I know that's the case for a lot of people, but that's not me. If I lose a pet, I'm devastated. It's literally like a human, Bob. So it's funny you say that. I agree with that 100%. And that's also weird too. I think that breakups are that bad. There's been times where like I just can't stand the thought of my ex with some other guy. That makes me more mad than anything in the world. Not now because I'm over it, but there's been times where that has made me more mad and more psycho than anything else in the world.
Yeah. I'm with Franklin. He says he'd rather lose a woman than a pet. I would too.
Here, look,
I agree.
On my phone. The greatest dog ever, LeBron. Somebody mentioned him. He would do every show with me when I was doing Levyland. I'm talking about 10 years ago. I was doing Levyland, and he would sit with me. He'd sit on my lap sometimes, and at the end, I would do the Ric Flair thing. I go, "We got to go," and go woo, and he would go woo like that. It was just like such a smart dog and fun dog, and that killed me. And I still look at him for help. Like, you know, when I'm going on stage, it's important or something. I'm like, come on, let's do it. Come on, help me do it. You know, and I look at it and it works all the time because sometimes you need a little bullshit to fix it, you know, to fix everything.
Yeah, are you talking every time? No, Bob, every time I walk into one of these meetings or now tomorrow I'm flying to Washington, D.C. and people are like, oh, Alex, you got all these followers. You get 100,000, 300,000 subscribers on YouTube. You know, it's all so good. And, you just came out of nowhere. But tomorrow I have to go get a selfie stick in the freezing cold in Washington, D.C. and go harass congressmen and senators. I'm just saying it's very stressful about what I gotta go do. It's not a walk in the park. As a matter of fact, it's a big pain in my derriere what I gotta go do tomorrow.
By the way, the chemistry between you and AOC is
something's going on there.
Fiery. I smell a rom-com movie in the future.
Well, okay. Yeah. Rob, listen, this is bullshit because, listen, I go in front of Eric Swalwell, who got caught having sex with a Chinese spy. I get in front of, Dan Crenshaw, who's given, $80 million to Ukraine, even though he says he's conservative and all this stuff. Yeah. It gets 100,000 views. It gets a few views. Let's not be wrong, but let me not lie. But if I say big booty Latina to AOC, it's the biggest thing I've ever been a part of. If I go somewhere about, like you say, blue cheese, if I say big booty Latina, and it's a crowd that knows me, I'm just saying they know. If it's just strangers, say, Gary, I'm talking about actual belly laugh. I just can't believe that I have a catchphrase that. So I'm just saying, I'm chasing the elusive big booty Latina tomorrow. She's a T-Rex that I need more than anything. All of the rest are just nobody.
Yeah, she came over and said, "Let's take a selfie," but then she went on Twitter and was like, "Yeah, I was going to go over hit him in the face, but I needed to catch a vote more than to catch a charge." Like,
what's funny? Well, go ahead, answer that one. Then I got something for you.
Well, no, I mean, it's just obvious that she wasn't going to do anything. She was totally piecing, and then she's with her fiance Riley, who got totally cucked. He didn't even look back and say, "Hey, bud." That, I would totally understand not for him to deck me, but if I say, "Hey, you're attractive," to his wife or fiance, say, "Hey, bud, cool it," or just kind of even look at me, even just to give me some vibrational energy, like negatively. He didn't even look at me. He kept his head down, and didn't want even to make eye contact with me.
Yeah, you know what? The ones I love that I just get so much joy out of how much fun is in your face when the LB, whatever they are. I can't even go into these letters. But like you're at one of these things, and and they're like screaming at you, and you got and they're pushing you, and you got the camera. You go, they don't want me here, and you're just laughing, and it's like they get so mad, and it's so funny.
Oh, when he was in front of Antifa, that was funny.
You don't get scared, Alex, that these monsters will.
I mean, not really, because they're all pussy soy boys. But this is the thing. This is how insane it's gotten here in Texas. Is they have a thing called the and listen, I just want to put it out there. You know, not that this audience even really cares about. I'm not transphobic or homophobic. If you want to be transgender, you want to be homosexual, that's fine. But I don't really like the indoctrination of youth like that. This is the thing. You want to have a trans flag, that's great. But the only difference, this is according to them, the only difference between a gay person and a straight person is their sexual preference. So for me, I don't know why we're talking all about sexual preference at such a young age before they can have sex. So that for me, that's just where it comes down to is the mix of sex and children. If you want to be gay, you want to be a gay teacher, you can teach kids. I don't care. I just don't like that at such a young age, we're giving them pornographic literature. We're teaching them about sexual education at like 11 and 12.
I want my 4-year-old's penis to be removed. Yeah.
That's what's happening is that now we have a thing called gender dysphoria. Where back in the day, not that long ago, because I'm a young man, where your kid was just going through a phase. They're a tomboy or something. And now they're getting double mastectomies and all this stuff. But forget about all that. That's all very weird, and that's the whole thing. But on top of that weird culture, now there's these people that are counter protesters that go to all these protests here in the DFW area and Houston and basically now all over Texas, and they go and they guard these transgender story times with guns, with AR-15s. So it's like if I walked up there with an AR-15, I would be probably arrested, but they can do it with a rainbow flag. It's very weird, and the vibes are so weird.
Put a flag on it, Alex. Put a flag on it and go down
there.
Look,
Kevin Brennan's in the room. He said, "You're a beautiful young man." You see?
I appreciate that. I got from my union. I got a new place. Well, I've been talking about it for a while. You know, my Blaze show is finally going to come out. They just broke ground on my set, but I got to lose some weight for that. You know, I got to get.
Did they tell you that?
Ready. I'm not. What? No, they didn't tell me that. I said that. They said I can be fat as shit. They don't care.
Wow.
No, as a matter of fact,
they're like, Alex, we want to put you on camera.
Well, I got the CEO was pretty. No, I was actually complaining. I was like, yeah, I got to get in fitness. I've been eating like shit. I'm just stressed about this and that. And he's like, no, if you lose any more weight, you'll probably be sleeping with too many women. You know, I want you to stay fat. I was like, oh, you're a pimp. You're a pimp. He wants to be working. He wants to be fat and working. Not looking good.
You go on the keto, man. I started that again. You know. No,
you're looking lean too, Bob. You look really thin. You look good.
No,
jaundice.
I want to lose like 10 to 15 more, only because it's good for like my body from when I got the neck surgery. I'm still dealing with some nerve damage, and once I fucking get that down, I'm going to start the gym again. And Kevin said Gino lost 30 pounds. Have Pat Dixon punch you in the jaw.
I want to talk. I want to talk about the chat. Is that the real? Is that the real Chad Zumick though in the chat? See, I like Chad. I don't know. I think Chad doesn't like me, but I have no beef with Chad. I think Chad's actually a great co-host. He keeps on saying I do cocaine. I don't actually even do cocaine. Have I done it before? Yes, but
no, he's trying to.
I don't do it now.
If you're this wired off of cocaine, what do you like on cocaine?
And on cocaine. On cocaine. Yeah, exactly. I'm like a dinosaur. I'm like, I can't like talk. I'm like, you know what that's like. You're just lockjawed. You're just like, that's why I don't need the uppers. But I do. I don't drink. I quit drinking. That changed my life. But I do like to cool out with a little weed here and there. I like when I go to a state where it's legal. That's where I like it, because then I can like go to a store and get it. Because I can't smoke the dirt weed here in Dallas. Really, it's too gross. It's not.
That's what it is. You get a good person that you work with, and like they hook you up with it. I use it for pain and it relaxes me. It calms me down. It totally changed my life. And there's no doubt in my fucking mind that happened. I am not an angry person anymore. I mean, I'm only angry when I should be angry. Look at that beautiful cat. You see? Alice gets all the pussy, flat cat.
This is all the pussy. Sky Bear, he's mad too because I'm holding him under his
cat is masturbating right now.
Yeah, Flat Cat's playing a little. She's fiddling her middle right now.
Yeah, she likes his cat. This is some real good cat content. No, but I think you're right, and I to go back to the king of all media, Howard Stern, like he's like hardly doesn't drink, he's a health nut, and even he says that he smokes weed randomly and a little bit. Like, so I just think I think it's just something, and I believe there is anti-cancer benefits. Now, should it be a crutch and just be total, smoking 24/7? That's probably not healthy, but I do believe the fact that the government makes it illegal, there's some reason why, like there's something beneficial they don't want us to have because they'll give us all the Jack Daniels. Well, but it's not just a big business because they can figure out how to make money from fentanyl and morphine. They can figure out how to tax. They're not. These people are not dumb. They can figure out. They can do it with cigarette tobacco.
No, but
I'm saying I think there's actually something that makes us live longer. I think there's actually call me conspiracy. I think there's anti-cancer benefits in it because I also do believe, and I call me crazy, and I now I'm going to get cancer. But there are ways. They probably have some sort of modern day cures for cancer that they don't want us to have. I'm not necessarily saying they have a pill and it just goes away, but they don't want us to live for forever. That doesn't make sense. They'd rather keep us sick. So
it would cost them money if we live forever. You understand? It's like it's an expense that, like, even if you look at COVID, it kind of did. If it was supposed to do what it was supposed to do, it kind of did it. It kind of got rid of a lot of old people. It got rid of fat people. It got rid of a lot of people.
And this is the thing this is what we talk about too. Now I just want to get this conspiratorial. I'm not even trying to cut you off, but that's literally what we're at too. When it goes to I'm just tying it into the trans and the abortion. It's almost like population reduction. And then you have people like Bill Gates, who they love, who have said that for the climate they need to reduce the population. So I'm just saying it's like we're like part of this overarching huge thing of where they like don't want humanity to exist like it does right now. And it sounds crazy, tinfoil hattie. I'm the conspiracy castle, the conspiracy asshole, so I don't mind talking about it. But I know you're a little more mainstream, but I really do believe that there's like an agenda to actually kill the human race. And they want us to basically, they like the transhumanist agenda where these people, these elite people like the guys like Elon Musk wants to be able to put a microchip in your brain to be able to park your Tesla. So that's the overreaching plan is they want to create the transhumanist agenda where you can live forever. You can upload your brain to a computer. Would you do that, Bob, if they said, hey, we need to have a comic for eternity on the Eternity cruise ship where we can plug your consciousness into a machine. You're going to live forever. You can have sex. You can feel, but you're going to be a robot. Would you?
He's already done it. He's like 150 years old.
Truthfully. Yeah, like I'm basically one right now. I by rule of life, I should be dead. Okay, there's no doubt in my mind. And when I go to the doctor and I get these things, I have Dr. Steve's gonna I'm gonna get all my doctor's papers, right? And he's gonna look at them and say, because they don't believe how my lungs are totally clear. I smoke a lot. I'm gonna try to stop, but I should not be where I am today. Truthfully, there's no doubt. And it's amazing.
Well, either should a lot of people. I mean, think about this, and I'm not trying to speak for everybody here, but I've had close calls. We've all had close calls, and just sometimes that it's like a game of football. The inch was on our side that one day, or in that car accident. I mean, I can think about times where I have PTSD where we swerved out of a car accident and we're like this close to really being fucked up. Multiple times. So, life is just a series of events where we like barely escape by. And that's why it's kind of nice to not go on the road. Like I said, like sitting here and podcasting, nothing's safer than that. You can be with your cat, your microphone, your headphones, smoking cigarettes. It's not bad. That's not as nice as it gets. Yeah.
Like doing this at home, I think is the perfect thing. I would love to do this. Yeah, like Kevin says, Artie's still alive. Enough said. I mean, this guy's done, I mean, look. I knew I had an addiction to pills because I was told I was starting to be fucked up. I was I fucking trying to kill Howard. I was fucking doing crazy stuff, But I was able to get.
But real quick, Bob, I have to cut you off because you said threaten Howard. That was all kayfabe. The people that acted like that was real, you were just trolling. You weren't going to really kill Howard. I mean, anybody that can't tell that, I mean, give me a break. But sorry, go ahead. I just want to cut you off. I know the pills messed you up, but like you were going to try to kill. You were just you were trying to get a pop. But that was the one problem though, is that because listen, and this is me as the Monday morning quarterback. Is I know that they said on the Miserable Men show, you're like, oh. Before the show, you were mad at Howard. You're like, I'm going to go after Howard. I'm going to go after Howard. But like the way you did it, it wasn't that bad. But it got blown out of proportion. I forget what was the catalyst that kind of took it over the edge, because you went from mad I'm trying to remember the fight, but I remember what was like the straw that broke the camel's
fight
back in that
started with
argument.
the "fuck you, Gary" thing because I was sticking up
Yes.
for Shuli. They didn't want. They said you were just on, and we need to plug a gig. And like they had families then. I didn't have. I was good.
And they said,
You know?
they're gonna take his. You worked a deal where they always did your plugs every day. You had what a deal.
Yeah.
No comic could get that deal. But they were threatening to take that away, and then that's when you, because I remember it, but I just don't remember there was like something you said to Howard or something. Like obviously you were just trolling, making good content. The fact that Howard actually acted threatened is such bullshit.
No, I actually did threaten him on Levyland, and it got clipped, and yeah, I was at a point where I was out of my mind. I didn't need my nose to fall off my face to realize I had a problem. Okay, and I went to rehab to get off of that, and I did. And now, if I'll use some weed for good stuff for me. I feel good. I'll sip whiskey. I don't get. You're never really going to see me drunk, because I don't get to that point anymore. It's like I'm in control of I can tell people you can do what I can do, but nobody can do it because they have so much of an addiction. Like if Artie couldn't do drugs, he would overeat and then he would blow up. You would see the difference in months, and it was crazy. It was crazy and gambling and whatever. It was just like he had an addiction over everything. Everything was an addiction to him. And now to get past this point is taking him longer because to feel normal is not normal to somebody that doesn't know what normal is since you were 16 or 17 years old. And that's what the hardest thing is for a person to realize, that feeling normal now is not normal, but it will feel normal after a while. But you have to give it that time.
Well, if I had to be, obviously I'm Dr. Stein, number 99, Delta 9, but I'm just saying he has serious childhood trauma with what happened with his father falling off that ladder. So I don't think that guilt or, because I have guilt with my mom's loss, it's just, that's what he's trying to do. He's medicating that pain. And and that he has a sister and a mom that's lovely, I believe. I mean, that's the last time I checked. But I'm just saying, it's like, I don't think he'll ever be emotionally healed. And that's his problem, that's why I always have an addiction. Even when he's clean, like he talks about how in rehab, they said, you could dunk a cheeseburger in mayonnaise. He's always going to have something that has to be out of control, sadly. And I've been like that too, and you've been like that. But for Artie, I mean, you and I have never had the success that Artie's had to shit away for drugs. I mean, he was at the pinnacle of broadcast. They gave him his own DirecTV show, and he fucked that up. I mean, there's no easier gig than that show. It had the ratings built in. You're on like the DirecTV channel. I mean, it doesn't get worse than that, Mike.
No, that's the same thing.
Anthony never fires anybody. Anthony had to, he did the Artie.
Yeah, fire,
show.
Exactly.
The thing I did, like I had it good, right? I had it good. But I figured, hey, I can say fuck you at this point. It's time to move and just go on Opie and Anthony. And it would be, they stopped me from that.
But you were going on, who's that other DJ? See, Howard he acted like he wasn't mad, but you went on Kid Chris's show. I don't even know. I'm not that familiar with Kid Chris.
Chris's show before Howard. I was I would sit there with the computer and write for Brad the Cripple. And if a caller called in, it was not a good interview. We'd put stuff for phone callers to call in and just fucking take them down. It was, I learned how to do. And when I see someone like Kevin Brennan, I'm like, this is where I want to be. This is who I want to be working with because of the fact I get it. He was Howard Stern. Like he's Howard Stern when Howard Stern was fucking basically me against the world. And I like that. I like those odds. I love those odds. Yeah. And that makes me excited.
Well, Kevin reminds you, and there was a time when Ed O'Neill was like a leading man actor, just for the people that might not know. And Kevin Brennan kind of reminds you of the leading man, obviously married with children, but with the Ed O'Neill, when Ed O'Neill is type in photo, for people that don't believe in, type in Ed O'Neill, like leading man, or when he's badass, he's like a strong, strapping man. But he's like the living embodiment. And I remember watching that show, Married with Children, so much as a kid and laughing. Yeah. That he is, I mean, obviously his shtick is a little different, but that's what he is. He's married with children. And there's something so funny about that. There's about that self-deprecating humor where I think that, like, you can notice it with Kevin. I noticed it with Kevin. I'm sure a lot of other people in the chat noticed with Kevin. It's almost like anti-humor. Like it's almost funny when Kevin's not trying to be funny, when he's not trying to do a gimmick and stuff, but he's just himself. He's like a reality TV show. He's hilarious.
After Married with Children, Ed O'Neill did a serious movie, and it got pulled because I remember he talked about it in an interview. They did it, and they do a close-up of Ed O'Neill looking tough, and the whole audience erupted in laughter, but it was supposed to be serious because it was after Married with Children, and he was just so identified with that. In the chat room, though,
because he was strapping. Ed O'Neill, I'm pretty sure, was in pretty good shape from what I remember. He wasn't like some fat, fuzzy guy. He's like and there was times when he was listen, when you come up as an actor, a lot of those people that get the day roles or whatever, even if you're the star of a sitcom, like he was the star of movies and stuff before that. You have to be a serious actor, so I don't know. It's just kind of funny playing he's like the old guy, but at one point in his career, he was the leading man, the star of the show.
Alex says Kevin's like Shaq O'Neal.
He is. He's like Shaquille O'Neal.
Zumach wants you to apologize to him in the chat room. Is that something that you'd be?
Why? What? Chad, please, I would apologize to Chad. Why? I have no heat with Chad. I mean, I know those guys who are these podcasts and stuff and make fun of him. And honestly, I was to speak frankly, we were doing a thing where they were listening to his stand up, just the audio only, and talking about it. I didn't really like that, and I thought I ended up going. I walked into halfway through to the interview, and I love Carl. I like this. I know he doesn't like Chrissy. I love Chrissy. I love Frank, and so I know he doesn't like that. But I've actually stood up for Chad with Chrissy in front of Frank and said, hey, why not put him on the show in Orlando? So for trying to read off your arrest record. Yeah, but I could read. Everybody read off your arrest record, Chad. That's a gimmick. Kevin had a shirt with a T-shirt with it on it. That's not. That was a gimmick. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's a radio work. I mean, Chad, get mad at me for getting. Get mad at me for getting arrested, and I'm not even hating on that. I'm in the bail bond business. I understand people make mistakes. I have no judgment about that with him at all. I actually think Chad's a really good guy. I think he wears his heart on his sleeve. I think he's loyal to Kevin. Like listen, I got no beef. I know Chad doesn't like Chrissy and Frank, which puts me in an odd situation. But Kevin doesn't really like Chrissy or Frank. So I mean, we don't all have to be friends.
We're all adults. It's like everybody. You know what I mean? You don't have to be friends with everyone that's friends with them and whatever. Or you can be friends with people that don't. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's not a big fucking deal. And like the whole thing, like I told Chad, I had to talk with Chad. I go, look, I fucked up. I had to, I did some fucked up shit in my life. I go, and the only one you blame, you don't blame out, blame yourself. If you didn't have it, you didn't, but you walk away from it. You walk away and everything's cool. As long as everything's cool, you can walk away from anything that you've done in life that was kind of fucked up. And get your shit together, and that's what life's all about,
Yeah, I agree. It's the butterfly, it's the caterpillar into the butterfly analogy, and that's life. Like we're always changing, we're always working on ourselves. It doesn't matter if you're a young kid, an adolescent, middle age, or you're an older man. You're always trying to work. It's like the Monday morning after the football game. You're watching, even if you win by 20 points, you're like, oh, I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have done that. We could have won by 30. So it's like that's just. That's life. So for me, I don't look at Chad with a bunch of hate or judgment. I don't really look at anybody. And there's people that I have heat with that I don't expect other people to have heat with. So for Chad, I'm just saying, if you don't realize that was just kind of some sort of radio gimmick, that's a bit, that wasn't personal, Chad.
And Alex, if you love gimmicks, my guest tonight on the Rob Saul Show is Jake the Snake Roberts. So
that's a good guess. Yeah. I'm a wrestling nut, and I know Bob's a wrestler. See, wrestling's great, and that's even modern day wrestling sucks. That's a good analogy of why life is not good.
That's what you got to talk about, how bad it is today, and how you can't even fucking do a fucking like they were talking about.
Can't cut yourself. You can't bleed. Come on, we need some blood. Yeah, I mean, what the hell? And did you see hockey's going gay? Now they got transgender hockey or whatever. Hockey's the last sport you can punch and fight. That's why did you see that where the NHL tweeted that trans hockey game? Yeah. I'm just saying, they had to even make hockey gay. The last masculine sport. It's a bunch of white guys from Canada fighting each other on the ice, bleeding. No,
but it's the greatest thing. But in wrestling, you remember, they were talking about this on one of the shows from the territories, or one of them last night. The super kick used to be a closing move. Now it's done 5 times in a match, and it's like anything, like a leg drop would end, like Hogan's leg drop. If you look a full Nelson, it would end it. Now they got 15 closing moves. Yeah, look at him dressed up. I love this fucking man.
Look, you got no pants. This is what we
one
do.
of my
dude.
moves.
Oh, shit. That's a Rob Saul
That's like
outfit.
one
Yeah.
leg.
That's a Rob
from
Saul
Hulk
move. That's
Hogan.
what I do. I wear the blazers.
Yeah.
Today I'm wearing pants, but a lot of times I'll
Shocker.
do a leg up with
Look,
the
you
shorts
are,
on.
yeah. For me,
Yeah.
well, Primetime 99's in the building. You gotta have your panties all the way covered. Not like me. I'm totally naked, so I can be fully relaxed because I know I'm with some Titans tonight.
Hey, you got to go on
The
Kevin's show
fire is
again.
keeping your legs warm.
Hey, the funniest thing was when I got Chad coming on today. I can get Chad. He's got a good story, right? And he goes, all right, I'll have him send it. Doesn't talk to him before the cameras go on, and I see Kevin, like, how like a cat's looking at another cat, a new cat in the house, like he had this look on his face, and I was dying, and he was just waiting for him to say something maybe wrong, or you know what I mean? But it was fine after, you know what I mean? And it just clicked after a while. But just to see that look at the beginning, was hilarious because they didn't speak in probably over a year. And it just all
except for mean text messages that they send each other. And that's why they need to be together, because that heat is funny. People want that. You want the awkwardness. That's why Curb Your Enthusiasm is good. So if they were smart, Chad needs to, if Chad is smart, if you're actually listening, Chad, you need to weaponize your autism instead of being like, Stuttering John, where you're losing all your money. You need to like lean into it and, participate with people that will participate with you, Chad, because, I just think that's how we make money. And it's like, that's why you're now blowing up, Bob, because you're participating with so many guys. You're with Kumia, you're with Kevin, you're with Shuley. I think that's why you're having a lot of
Rob
success.
Saul with Chris Abels, yes.
No, I don't even know these guys, Chris and Rob. No. You guys are lucky to be with this legend. You're lucky. You guys
Thank
are
you,
lucky.
thank you, Alex.
But you know what I mean. I'm just saying that's how we got to do it. A raising tide lifts all ships. So I don't know how Chad's like having all these radio war stuff. I don't even want to have a beef with Chad, but him and Kevin on the air together because they have heat. That was such a great producer mindset that you had for doing that, because that's funny. That's what we want. We need more of that awkwardness. We don't want to just sit in a vacuum and, I agree, you're so funny, ha 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 ha.
It doesn't work. That's not good radio, and it never is. And that's why I'm definitely gonna get Brian on. I'm gonna hit up Brian and
Elisa Jordana. I'm saying, but Brian McCarthy. We should have Brian McCarthy on. Brian McCarthy needs to be tomorrow. We need to have them on. And because listen, I'm late to the Kevin Brennan universe. But I've watched clips where people clip it. Like, I love Misery Loves Clips. I love it. But what I'm saying is, with Kevin McCarthy, that show was freaking. With Brian McCarthy, Kevin, and Brian, that show was freaking hilarious. That was the best. I watch those old clips. I'm laughing, and I didn't realize Brian has seeing. He's like blind or something. He can't see very well. Is that the? Yeah, so I'm just watching. He can't see. It's just so fucking funny. It's hilarious. They need to do it more. They need to go back, because now we can do it from our living rooms. There's no reason. Brian's got that nice apartment. I see that they should be on the show together. Well, minimum weekly. It doesn't have to be
Brian
daily.
Doesn't even know
MLC is my favorite podcast on this planet. There's no other podcast to me that I'd rather watch than MLC. I love it.
Well, let me give you a good example. I'm going on. I'm not trying to be a pimp on a blimp name drop. I'm going on Tim Pool's show on Thursday. And, Kanye was just on that show. But all the time, one of the most requested guests was Nick Fuentes. And last night, Nick Fuentes he's running with Kanye. They call him a white supremacist and all this stuff. But I'm saying they finally decided to have him on, but then he doesn't even get to talk to him. I'm saying it's just such a waste of a guest. That's what I hate when that happens. That situation where I'm saying the people want this content, and now, finally the guy goes on and he leaves really fast. So people weren't just mad about the Kanye. So I guess my point is, it's like with Brian McCarthy. Like, if we think it's good content and we can put it together, that's what we need to do. We need to give the people what they want, not what we think they want. What they want.
Also, it's also good to have people in person. Nobody has a beef in person. This is like two dogs barking at each other. One's in the house and one's outside the house. You open the door, it kind of stops. You know what I mean? That's how life is. I've never had a problem with somebody in person. They changed very quickly into.
They talk about keyboard warriors. Now it's a webcam warrior. It's
it is webcam. Well, that, Bob, because there's an ecosystem that makes content. Can you imagine? And that's why I feel so. And I talked to Carl. I hope this doesn't break kayfabe a little bit. But it's like, Carl, why don't you really befriend Stuttering John, he's like, I've been trying to be nice to him, but he looked at me, he's like, at the same time, it kind of breaks the fourth wall if I invite him on the show. Because I was like, why don't you have him on the show and help him? And he's like, obviously he wants him to continue doing his show. Carl, it helps him, that he still has the show.
That's funny.
But at the same exactly. But at the same time, he's like, yeah, it breaks the fourth wall to kind of have him on the show.
I was going to say that earlier when you were talking about, Bob was talking about bringing John and being a part of the Uncle Rico world. Do you think that will bring viewers in, or it will scare them off?
No, it might make him hate it. It might make him hate it a little bit, but that's what we need to do, because he needs like a co-host of people that will put him on blast, because it's like a public humiliation. I don't know how to explain it, and it's not something that you need to do all the time, but he should infrequently go into the lion's den. That's what makes it's like a debate. Like, he should have debates in a way that doesn't even be necessarily a debate format, but I'm just talking about defending his ideas with people that he disagrees with. It would be so interesting. Be so
Artie and Anthony.
He's not. Yes,
they would just bust balls with him. He'd be like, "Fuck you, Artie! I hope you fucking overdose on heroin and die." He would. Just
John is one of the least articulate. Yes, he's very inarticulate when it comes to making his arguments, which that happens to a lot of us. But at the same time, it doesn't even necessarily need to be like a debate format, but he just needs to, instead of running away from these people, he needs to embrace them. And he gets trolled in the chat, but instead, dude, you guys are getting like $1,000 in super chats in one show, and he can't get $1,000 in super chat in 6 months. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's just it's not fair. And I'm empathetic to him, even though I'm so happy that you're benefiting. I'm not pocket watching or taking anything away from your hard work, but I am such a nut job. I'm like, man, I don't know. I kind of can't stand. And I want you obviously to keep making money, but I would like it if he could benefit, because it's so huge. No, Dabbler, Debbie Dabbler. Yeah, her stuff. Everybody loves it. It's created all this content. The only person that's not making money from John is John.
Yeah, we have 2 guys that put together clips that get paid. You know what I mean? Like we went over everything today, Shuli, and I said, okay, this is how it's going to be, and so making sure they're taken care of, because we're just the mouthpieces. They're getting everything together, and this from down the road, this is how we come up with a plan, and then there's bonuses and all that, but we're gonna go more. We're gonna start doing an 11 o'clock show Monday to Wednesday, me and Shuli, because we got to keep doing it. I told Kevin, let's go 3 times a week. I go, I can get guests, I can get whatever. I go, radio is either you make it very entertaining, or you can make it very entertaining and you can have a lot of shit going on. That's fucking like old time radio that I learned from Kid Chris and I learned from Howard. And that's what shows, and that's what Kevin does. So with some of the ideas that I have with guests, you bring them in, it works. It works. You know what I mean? If the guest gets it, it's good for them.
No, you definitely have the producer's mindset, but also at the same time, what's even new, and Howard and them kind of had it with, like message boards and stuff. But now the reason why it's important to do the regular show is because the chat, a lot of the same chatters like to be in there. So there's a whole community. They don't even care what the hell you're saying, but they like to be in the other chat. They like to participate. They like to say, fuck you, Bob, blue cheese, Bob. Or, exactly. I'm saying, so you create, even as a broadcaster, you actually create a community of people. So that's why it's important to be, that's why, I think the consistency, obviously you got to make a good product. If your show just sucks dick, but like, as long as you're actually putting something that's interesting and, has, I think, a different viewpoint than everything else, the consistency is the biggest factor, I believe, in building an audience, from what I've noticed. But I'm not necessarily a YouTube expert.
The chat knows me. Alex doesn't, but the chat does. So that's why I love the chat.
Yeah, don't hate on. I'm a pimp on a blam, guys. Come on, but order the rev, dude. This is Howard Stern.
Uncle Rico. He has
real heat with Howard.
We're going to have you on real soon. Definitely, I'm going to get a date that we're going to do this week, because sometimes we do Sunday afternoon. So if you're around Sundays too.
Sunday's probably the best, because I'm going, like I said, I'm going to Washington, D.C. tomorrow, guys. I know we got to wrap things up, but I'm just a little stressed because now they put barricades ever since the AOC thing. And I was talking to this guy, Troy Nels, another congressman at, not to name drop again, when I was at Mar-a-Lago. And he's like, Alex, yeah, they changed those gates. They added those gates because of you. So I got to go sit, guys. Just think about this in the freezing cold with my little sport coat, my little tie, and a selfie stick. Because this is why, even when I have a cameraman, the cameraman can't run fast enough to get the angle. So it's crazy with what I'm doing, I've noticed, because like the Blaze, they'll send a cameraman to follow me. But it's like, that's why I can get the good angle of the politician, because I got to have the selfie where I can get both of us in it, right? So it's hard because I gotta be able to fit the camera in a tight spot. So it's almost like a cameraman can't even film me. But at the same time, every time I've gone to DC, I've had to get the second enhancement, check my ID, run by the Capitol Police. So that's never fun. So it's just like, all right, now I'm about to go hang out in the freezing snow. I don't know if it's snowing, but it's like in the 30s. And I'm from Texas, so that's but that might as well be 2 degrees for me.
But you see what you do?
Wait for.
You are getting people jobs. They have to put in the barriers. They have to have extra people there, so they get. You're helping.
He's building infrastructure.
Great. Yeah, let me pat myself on the back. Yeah, Capitol Police. Now they're good. I'm happy the Gate Company. Yeah, is making money.
The Gate Company.
Alex, somebody in the chat wanted to know if you see Ted Cruz tomorrow, will you ask him if he's going to be DeSantis' running mate?
See, that's what I'm saying. See, I'm going to have to see Ted Cruz and call him a big booty Latino. Like, you know what I'm saying? Guys, you don't realize this is insane. I have to go to some of the most powerful people. It's like what Stuttering John would do, but I'm doing the 2.0 new Ali G, like by myself, guerrilla. I'm not saying that I invented doing what I'm doing, but it's not easy.
Have you ever thought about stuttering while doing it?
I've ever thought about what?
Stuttering while doing the interviews?
No, not that. But see, this is the thing that has to be different. So on my Blaze show, it's only going to be like an hour and a half, and it'll be a live show, but I'll be able to show clips. But my point is, like right now, we just did a long form interview. This is great. People are in the chat and stuff. But with my show, I want to have like short interviews where I ask politicians and stuff, crazy stuff, like Big Booty Latina, like sexual scandals, like Jeffrey Epstein. I don't necessarily have these long form interviews, and that is great, and there is a place for that. But I want to be more like a shock jock or something, and just because that's the kind of content I want to create. So it's just, I guess it's not necessarily easy going to politicians like Eric Swalwell and be like, you had anal sex with a Chinese spy. But that's what I think that people want. I don't necessarily need to sit here and talk all day long, but
everything, this day and age, the quicker, the better. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like even a podcast should only be 40 minutes, truthfully, because if people start listening to it and they're like enjoying it, they go, I got another 26 minutes left. They can hang on. But if you're doing an hour and a half, 2 hours, it's a different game. It's a different game.
And the big thing is
everything
clips,
right now.
Yeah.
And the clips. Yeah.
Clips are the best, which we need to start doing more with Levyland, putting out more clips. I like that because people they tend to gravitate towards that.
Get with
you need more 2-minute clips on your YouTube, and you need to pay for the Twitter Blue, but you might already be verified, Bob. But I'm just saying, if you pay for it though, you can upload clips up to 11 minutes. You should. Oh yeah, because Twitter's a good place. You can go organically viral.
And also, he's putting back all the old accounts that got. So I have one that has probably 60,000 people.
That was your verification.
Get him to reapply for that. Get him to reapply. Get Rob to freaking get his ass on the computer.
I heard he's putting them all back. And I had like 4 other ones that got banned too. So like now I'm like really nice on it, I guess.
But get the blue check mark on. See if it's freaking. That's the print. That's the
actually earned one. I got the real one on my first.
Yeah, I know. I got a fake one, but I got really verified on Instagram, and I'm not even kidding you. Let me tell you something, Rev. I know we're in a church, and I know we got to wrap things up, but I've never had more punene in my DMs since that blue check mark.
Wow.
Not on Twitter. Not on Twitter. I'm talking about Instagram because there's all these Instagram hoes, right? That's like their Instagram.
Yeah, all the Instagram is bigger than Twitter.
It's just different because something can't really go viral on Instagram. Like you can see it on the the explore page, but it's just a little different. Like Twitter's the only thing where like Elon Musk is going to reply to you and be like, oh, what? It's only that's what's so cool is that it is the public square and that a nobody can talk to the great Reverend Bob Levy and say, fuck you, your concert, your comedy show, or whatever you want to say. That's it. You can tell your favorite superstars they suck dick. And that's what's so great about that. But Instagram, you're a little more insulated from that.
They're almost all nice. 99.9 people are fucking nice. And
you don't get trolled that. That's what I started off by saying. You're Switzerland. You're so good at doing that, I think. But you probably realize you got stung by a lot of daggers or something. You probably realize it's better to be cool than do
I'm always nice to people. I've always been nice to people. I just have no, I just know how to do the radio the right way, but the whole thing is that Instagram, you're going to have another one in your inbox tonight. Her name is Flat Cat.
Flat Cat.
All right, well, guys, we have to wrap things up. I got to get, we got to get ready for another
Flat
show.
Cat. I got to
get Alex Stein, where can people find you? Just give
Alex Stein 99 on
be.
Twitter. Instagram. If you can't find me, you ain't looking very hard. Thank y'all for having me.
Thank you for coming on.
Bye, Alex.
Thank
you. Love you, brother. And Sunday, like 4 o'clock or something like that, we'll set it up, okay? 4 or 5, okay? And I'll find the exact time and I'll hit you up. All right, this is great.
Yeah, cool.
We're going live. We're going live, baby.
All right.
All right,
we're doing it live. All right.
And before we thank you, Alex. And before we wrap things up, I want to remind everybody about our Patreon, patreon.com/Levyland. In fact, I got hit with a Snapchat memory that is so humiliating, but people can't find it. It's only available to me, but I'm going to share it with you on the Patreon. A Snapchat I did. It was in those TikTok
before we go
days. And it's another embarrassing, stupid Snapchat I did, and I'm going to share it with you, but only for our Patreon viewers. Go to patreon.com/Levyland. We have different levels for you. And of course, coming up next, we have the Rob Saul Show with myself, Chris Abels, Doug Nelson, and Anthony Zenhauser, and our special guest, WWE Hall of Famer Jake the Snake.
And one more thing, Chris, hold on. Men are talking, recording tomorrow. I'll be on there. Tune in Friday at noon p.m. It's noon p.m. It's like a noon. It's like noon p.m. You know,
well, 12 a.m. is midnight, and 12
but I'm
p.m.
just saying it should be noon. Everyone knows what noon is.
Noon and midnight, or you should know.
Noon and chat
James broke
the
James broke the cherry on the Levyland Cash App. He dropped us some money. He said Elisa was a star fucker and she deserved what she got. I'm just repeating what he said. I'm just saying what he said, but he broke the cherry and sent us some money on Cash App. So thank you, James.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you next week, and there's going to be a whole bunch of stuff coming up. We're going to keep you busy at work so you can enjoy your day. It'll go by faster. I promise you that. And we'll see you next week on Levyland with Richie Redding. Bye-bye.
Yeah, and of course, no, not Richie Redding next week, the week after, but we'll be on we'll be on Patreon soon before then. All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Peace out, everyone. Hit that Cash App.
Uncle Rico tonight.
Oh, stop.